So Carl has done walked off, probably back to go watch the eggs. Tina has come up, and we're gonna give her a douse down now. Tina loves her a nice bath to cool off. You hot out there, sweeties? It's just so darn hot. This water feels better, don't it? Now listen, she may plop it down. Tina, I don't think, is gonna be near as concerned as Carl about plopping it down right in front of Dad. She'll just plop it down and take her a little snooze. Oh, baby, it feels so good. The hissing noise that she's making is not one of like trying to scare me. She's not trying to ward off anything. She's a very relaxed looking bird. Baby, do you want a drink, sweet baby? You want a drink of this water? She's like, I'll get me a drink, but let me just cool off first. It's so hot out there. It's just so darn hot, ain't it, baby? I mean, you sure look pretty with your feathers. You're pretty. She has a pretty dress on, everybody. Look how pretty her dress is. Her dress has ruffles. She likes to wear her dress with the ruffles. Your ruffly dress is such a beautiful dress, baby. So pretty. Does that feel good? Oh boy, she's like, let me just come up a little bit closer and get it all over my dress. I want this all over my dress. All right, sweetie. So now you guys have seen an ostrich up close and personal. Looky here. Look at that drumstick. Is anyone else getting hungry? Anybody like drumsticks? Well, there's a big one right there, guys. Look at that. Oh, look at them legs. Tina, girl. You got you some legs, girl. You sure do. Here's some wings. She got legs. She got some wings. Tina, you got the whole package, sweetie. You're the total package, baby. Yes, you are. But she is dumb as dirt, y'all. Tina's dumb as dirt. Now, not everyone really cares about that kind of stuff. If they got legs and they got wings and a pretty dress like she got, that's all some people care about. But I'm telling y'all, just personally, she's dumb as dirt. In the bed and under the sheets. Which one you want?
It's been like a year since I have been here to do this.
Well, let's find out if these Chinese are still as perverty as they used to be. All right, in the bed, under the sheets. You want to go first?
Nope, you're going first.
I'm going first. All right, without my glasses. Take chances. You'll be pleasantly surprised. So if in the bed and under the sheets, you take chances, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Not doing it.
I have no fortune.
Where's your fortune?
There's no fortune.
Well, that goes
in the bed and under the sheets.
There you go.
I got nothing in the bed and under the sheets.
Come on over, Big Daddy. Carl has come up for a bite to eat. And that's pretty exciting. Come on, buddy. I got you a snack here in my bucket. I know you have to be hungry. Big guy like you. Guys, give me a moment to pour this, please. I'm actually overfilling Carl's feed. There was still food in there, so I don't think he's really necessarily hungry. I just think he likes to walk up and take breaks from them darn eggs. This is the part that I have to be real careful of. Like I talked about recently, Carl's not showing the same signs of aggression as what he was before. He's just mostly being very protective. And that doesn't really, I don't really know exactly what that might mean as far as the egg progression of how many more days we have. Let me pour this, please. We're gonna see if Carl would like to be hosed down. He's gonna go the other way. I've been doing some thinking, and if in fact we're able to hatch any of those ostrich eggs, I think that what we should do is move the alpaca to the pasture right there behind where they're standing now. That's a pretty good sized pasture. It does have a loafing shed, and they've been in there before. And then we'll put the ostriches here in this pasture where we can keep a really close eye on those babies for a while. I just don't think I want those babies walking off down across the pastures until they're a little bit older. So maybe just for a couple of weeks or so, put them over here, let us get to know them, and we'll move both Debbie and Tina along with Carl and all the babies right inside of here. Now, if you remember, and all I can do is think back to the 4 years ago when Carl gave us the first round of babies, he was not aggressive. He actually walked the babies over to us to let us meet them. If you remember, I actually walked into the pasture with Carl, not sure how he was going to react, and was able to pick up those babies. We put a band on their feet, a color band, and then we were able to take the DNA, a blood sample from each of them, by plucking a couple of feathers and doing a couple of pricks on their feet and sending that off to get them gendered. And that's when we found out that we had, what we had. So, once of course we had one female, Susan, and we had two males, which was Charlie and Tat. The reason that we named one Charlie, if you remember, is because we did not, Charlie's comeback is inconclusive. There was no guarantee on Charlie. So we didn't know if it was going to be a boy or a girl. So we gave Charlie the name Charlie, knowing it could be used for either or, male or female. Ding, ding, ding. So that was funny. So I just finished mowing the grass, and I've noticed that Carl has come up and he's pretty much just kind of hanging around. He's not in any kind of hurry to rush back down. So I'm going to drag him a water hose over and see if he'll allow me to set it up where he can kind of cool himself off a bit before he heads back down to the eggs. Now, Carl may not want water. We don't know that for a fact, but he might not just want me hanging around over here. So what I'll do is I'll set the water sprinkler up, and if he chooses to come by and cool himself off, he can. I don't have to hang out here necessarily. I'm gonna leave it just like that, and we're just gonna watch and see if Carl on his own will come by and hang out and cool himself in the water. Oh, look, Carl's cooling himself off. Guys, he was hot. It's so hot taking care of them eggs. Look at Carl. Guys, how can you say you don't love him? God bless him, y'all. Seriously, God bless him. It's not his fault that Mother Nature has made him the way he is. The same way it's not any of our faults the way that we've turned out as adults is just because of our upbringing. We make rational decisions, and sometimes he's not able to. He just makes his decisions based on his instincts. And right now, what he is a soon-to-be dad who is doing all that he can to make sure that he can successfully bring these babes into the world. And no matter how much work it takes and how much time and attention he has to spend over there, he's doing it, taking himself an occasional break to come up and eat a bite, get a drink. And today he's coming up to cool himself off. He's standing in the sprinkler hose to cool himself down. I would love it if he would plop down for a bit. You guys who've been on the channel for a while know that our big birds have been known to sometimes come up and gather around and plop it down in the sprinklers. And they'll sometimes sit there for hours if you let them. And then we've also been known to come out and turn the sprinklers on every day for a couple of hours to let everybody come by and cool off. The big birds and the alpaca especially love to be watered down. The pigs. So I'm really happy seeing Carl take a moment to cool himself off. I can tell that he's being very cautious of me. He probably wants me to walk away, and I will. I'm mowing the yard. and I'm going to continue what I'm doing, but I will leave this water hose set up for him. And then as we're circling around the yard, we'll just keep peeking over to see if he is in fact still sitting there, or if at some point he walks back down to check on the eggs. But right now he's letting the ladies take care of the babies, which is really cute. We love him so much. I do. I love him so much. So what I'm noticing is Carl is not laying himself down. Sorry, I got dust. Carl's not laying himself down in front of the sprinklers. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he feels guilty. I think that Carl feels really guilty laying himself down, pampering himself in the sprinklers while poor Debbie is over there sitting on eggs. Think about that for a minute. And think about how closely that relates to us as humans. Sometimes we need, or we would like to pamper ourselves and do things, but we have a hard time doing so knowing that a significant other, a child, a parent, or somebody is going through a hard time. And so I think that Carl is aware that Debbie and he, along with Tina, are on a mission to make these babies happen. And he's over here taking himself a break. He's been given a little bit of a break, but he just doesn't want to overdo it. You know, I just realized something about what Carl is probably doing. You know the reason that he's not laying down in that water? It's because he thinks that I'm going to try to lull him to sleep so I can sneak over there and see them eggs. You do know that. He's choosing. Carl is being very clever. He knows me so well. He's walking back and forth to douse himself down, but he's choosing not to squat and lay there for a minute by fear of he might doze off. And if he ends up dozing off, he knows what Daddy Lester's going to do. And he's right. Daddy Lester would in fact jump on that side-by-side and run down to look at those eggs. Gosh darn it. Carl, guys, you can call them bird brains if you want to, and you can say they look like a big he's like a big doofus. He does look like a big doofus, but he's a lot smarter than what we give him credit for. Buddy, you're a pretty smart guy, ain't you? Such a smart guy he is. He may not look very smart, but he is. He's a lot smarter than we give him credit for. Yes, he is. Now that I've turned the water sprinklers down to fill up my water troughs, Carl's wondering what happened to the water. I think he was really enjoying that. So like I was saying, guys, he's not aggressive. He's not that bright red. His legs are not red. He has a little bit of a pink to him, but that's just normal color. But he's sitting there flashing around his happy hands, just enjoying the shade and the fact that he got to be doused down with some water. I don't know exactly how long he's been away from the eggs, but I'm gonna guess it's been about an hour because I've mowed the entire yard. I've mowed the entire yard, and that takes about, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. But I also went down and mowed along the road, both sides of the road and the driveway. And I'm gonna bet you he's been here, well, I know he's been here the entire time, so that's at least an hour or so that he's been up here. I took time to feed him. So he is spending plenty of time off the eggs. But you know what I want to do? Hate to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and drive on down and have a peek. He's going to probably come a-running, but I think that you guys want to see, don't you? Let's just go down and see what's going on over there. All right, so I'm driving the long way around, and I want to remind you guys that what happened 4 years ago when Carl had babies, it was on Mother's Day. I forgot the exact year, but Carl had come walking up to show us those babies, and at that point he was not aggressive. He was just protective, and that's what we're seeing with Carl again now, even though we've not seen the first baby. I'm going to drive over and see. Now, I'm also noticing that our neighbors are actually over here mowing their pastures. I hope that's not going to affect Carl and any of these guys over here. Carl's running along just to make sure I don't get too close. Debbie. No babies yet? And we don't see any babies yet. Carl's right here behind me, and he's not that upset that I'm over here. But no, I do not see any babies yet. If there were babies, they wouldn't be under her in this heat. I don't think. Okay, well, today, Saturday, we are still baby free. We're still without babies. But like I said, Carl's not being his usual aggressive self. Look, oh my goodness gracious. Boy, don't y'all have some nice places to lay up? Aren't you guys just... They found them. Well, hello there, Roxy.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.